Hi everyone, in today's video I'm going to show you how to integrate Swagger for API documentation in a .NET Core API application. First, navigate to your project directory and run the following command. The Swashbuckle.AspNetCore package provides the necessary tools to integrate Swagger into your API. After installing the package, the next step is to add the Swagger services. This configuration takes place in the program.cs file, where we will set up the Swagger generator. Add Swagger gen, Swagger doc, name, version 1, new OpenAPI info. It's a good practice to create a defined document in Swagger gen with a meaningful name, title, and version rather than sticking with the default settings. The match between name in Swagger doc and version in OpenAPI info, version 1 in our case, is crucial because they both refer to the same API version. This helps Swagger to organize and display the documentation correctly, ensuring that the information users see corresponds to the correct version of the API. Still in the program.cs file, the next step is to configure the middleware to serve the generated Swagger JSON endpoint and the Swagger UI. With use Swagger, you will generate the Swagger JSON documentation, and with use Swagger UI, Swagger will create a user-friendly, interactive interface for exploring and testing your API endpoints. For convenience, set the route prefix to an empty string, and you will be able to access the Swagger UI right from the route URL of your application. Now, there is a need to protect sensitive data and ensures that only authorized personnel get access to the API documentation. This can be done by employing JSON Web Tokens for authentication. JWT is a secure way to exchange information between two parties. By combining JWT authentication with Swagger, you can require developers to provide valid JWT tokens to access and interact with your APIs in Swagger. Let's focus on how to make Swagger recognize and use JWT tokens. We add a bearer token scheme using the add security definition method. This tells Swagger that our API uses the JWT bearer token authentication. New OpenAPI security scheme in, where the token will be passed in header, description. We provide a helpful tip for users to include the token. The header name, authorization, bearer format, JWT, type, HTTP, and the scheme, bearer. Then we will use add security requirement to apply the security definition globally. This means Swagger will automatically require a JWT token for all protected endpoints. New Open API security requirement. New Open API security scheme. Reference. New Open API reference. ID. Bearer. Type. Reference type. Security scheme. Once the add security definition and add security requirement methods have been defined, Swagger will bring an authorize button located at the top right corner. Users of this interface can make use of it and enter a token, which will be sent along with your requests. So let's start our application and navigate to the Swagger UI to see the results. .NET Run. You should see the Swagger UI displaying the API documentation. There is an authorization module where you can paste your token to authenticate and test endpoints that require authorization. And the interactive interface will allow you to test the weather forecast endpoint and view the sample responses. Thank you.